Welcome back in to the cast-off, guys. We are going to see two more finalists before we get to their gameplay. We're going to just take a look at their vlogs. I do want to say something to the chat, though, guys. Settle down.
Yeah, settle down a little bit.
Banhammer's about to come out.
A little bit rowdy.
Boom.
Everyone needs to just take a chill pill.
All right.
It's difficult to cast. People don't realize that.
Yeah, right? Haters going to hate all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
because they ain't us.
Because they ain't us. Ben, we're about to take a look at Fox the Don. Let's bring up his card. Tell me about this guy. How did he get into the Final Four?
You know, Fox has been a long time Redditor. You know, he has YouTube streams as well. Really nice guy is the key. But for me, the reason he's in the top 4 is very simple. He came out. He really, really impressed all of us. I think it was an easy decision to make sure he went through.
He's a grocery store cashier. Screw the E. The E stinks anyway.
Our graphics guy's been training too hard to become a caster.
Forgot how to spell. He's talking so much.
But Fox's semifinal cast was pretty interesting because he was there with O. Rogers, if I remember correctly, and they were talking over each other nonstop.
Right.
It was kind of difficult for both to catch their flow, but I was really excited to see how he was going to perform alongside our other finalists, especially Dirk and Gizmo, guys who really worked together very well in their semifinals in terms of pacing. After reviewing his footage today, Matt, give me your takes on Fox's game knowledge.
I thought Fox was pretty good. I mean, he seemed extremely comfortable on camera all the time. A few fumbles here and there, but that was with everybody. I mean, everybody had, minor blips. I thought, casting with Ben on Alpha, when I watched that, I mean, I think I was in the back, looked extremely comfortable. Looked like he belonged, like they were equals, and that was a big good for me.
I think one of my favorite parts of Fox was he just came in, and it was like he'd been doing this for 10 years. Like, first day, he knew all the players. Buddy was able to talk to him, keep conversations going. Not shy when it came to talking to people from Xbox, people from Activision. He was just super friendly and really most impressed. We'll get to it a little bit later. When he first came on to the main stage on Alpha, he just owned that seat and was ready to go at it. But I want to hear, what did he think of his performance and his co-caster's performance throughout the weekend? Let's take a look at his vlog.
Hey, Fox here, about to cast my first match. Everything actually got delayed, and I'm going last, so I'm just watching the other games go on, watching everyone play, studying, just remembering stats and how everyone's performing, different strats that are made for different plays with different teams and everything like that, just to have sort of an idea of how these two loser bracket teams are going to play against one another when it comes my turn. Lots of flight cancellations and delays, pushing my casting back further. I know a lot of people have been waiting for me to get up there, and I've been excited to do it since I got here. I've been waiting for it all week to be able to finally cast, and it just seems like things are really going my way. But hoping to do my best, and I hope you do enjoy my casting today.
And I decided to pop on that COD vision for you so you can see the outlines of the players. FaZe in blue here. 2 players on the hard point. You can see all the players through walls. Godlike taking one out, pushing this hill out by himself. I had a pretty good bar spawn. You would think that someone will be looking there, but 13 seconds left on this hard point. They're probably going to push this last. I would like to see them rotate. And that's what they decided to do. Someone doubled back here from the FaZe squad. I want to see how they're setting up with this Parasite, with this ASM-1. I think right here, he'd probably prefer to have a battle so he could sit up on the rock. But
just got done casting my first couple matches. I got to go last in the first round that was with Courage. It was pretty great. I think I did pretty well. I was feeling pretty confident in it. I had a little bit of a slip up when they got reset. Twiz was lagging out a bunch, and then they were playing against 3Up, and it was just doing the math with all the name and trying to figure out who's up and who's down. It was just confusing because of, first off, 3Up's name. Also, that I had never dealt with a disconnection like that before. But, I'm glad that I had that experience before, let's say, it happened at COD Champs or something like that. That would be horrible. I'm glad that I had my first experience of stuff going wrong here and now.
This game.
Yeah, but who do you think influenced them to use that? I mean, come on. We got the #1 bad influence, Fizzurp. Not even bad, good influence, whatever. Fizzurp on the squad. I'm sure he was like, guys, I can't be the only one using smokes. Come on. So that's great that they're all using. They're all working together. Fizz isn't going to use that alone. So I'm actually going to drive with Neslo here. Neslo, a fantastic player coming from TK. He's been on TK for quite some time, Now he's been bouncing around teams. He's on FaZe for a little bit, left from there. Now he's on Strictly Business squad. So I want to see how he does this weekend. Legend of Fear was playing phenomenally yesterday. They got disqualified by Revenge, but still, Legend was playing like a monster. So I'm looking forward to see what they got going on. I know they're on a hot streak right now. They've won 2 games, 2 series. I've gone through every word that I could. Series the last one in a row. What do you think about that?
Well, who really impressed me most was Chance, for sure. I definitely like Chance. We were actually neck and neck in the very first day when we were almost got, he almost beat me in the community poll. It was pretty crazy. But thankfully, a lot of my guys that follow me on Twitter, thanks guys for that, really helped me out, and we ended up winning that community vote just barely, so that's great. But Chance, great speaker. Definitely a great voice. I enjoyed watching him cast because he was able to work with Jack very well. They're both very articulate, and I did like that about him. If you could vote someone off right now, who would it be and why? Fantastic. Thanks for this question. You're really trying to... I hope someone turns the corner right now and is like, oh, you picked me, would you, bro? No. Let's see. Almost died there. If I had to pick someone... I guess the wrong answer would be Chance because he was stiff competition at one point, but I guess the right answer would be my honest opinion. So I'd have to say if I had to pick someone, it would be Dirk. Dirk just doesn't seem comfortable at all. He's always really nervous. I saw him physically shaking. It was weird. Like at first, I didn't say anything. Of course, that'd be rude, but I genuinely thought there was something wrong. He wasn't saying anything. I was looking at him. He was just shaking, terrified when we were about to go on Bravo stream. And I'm like, geez, man, like, what's going on? And so when we were codcasting, it really bothered me that he actually put the controller down and didn't move it for a solid couple of minutes. He was just flipping a pen around in his fingers out of nervousness. He just picked it up and wasn't codcasting moving. I had to tell him, obviously, not obviously, I had to be like, so if you hop on board with this person, I didn't want to point it out and put him on blast for that, but that was really worrying that he was that nervous. And he's been saying throughout the entire weekend he was nervous, so I would have to say Dirk.
That was a look at Fox. I'm actually joined on the show by Fox the Don on Skype. Fox, how you doing today?
Rondez, can you hear us?
Mr. Fox, can you hear us?
He's jamming.
He's just like,
watching the stream.
It's Fox right now.
He's in it.
Fox can't hear us.
We can't hear.
He's gonna be like in 30 seconds.
Dirk was shaking at Champs.
Yeah, Dirk was shaking, man.
Dirk, I saw you shaking at Champs.
Interesting point though. While we're getting his audio sorted out, pretty interesting to see that he and Dirk were kind of going at it.
Clashing heads.
Going at it throughout the
week.
week.
They were headbutting. Hopefully, we'll get him very soon.
I was kind of waiting for these guys to like come together and become the super team. Like Fox taking the analysis approach, Dirk taking the play-by-play. But interesting to see that they just did not gel together.
What's funny is he said, the Xboxes and all the issues there kind of flustered him a little bit when players were getting disconnected, trying to add up the stats. I remember last year, Champs, my first time casting, doing a series with Brycey, and there was an earthquake.
Yep.
That was
so I am casting in an earthquake. I thought it was Ben and Golden
I was in the
Boy,
booth next to you.
Yeah, messing around
I
with
was
the
like
pod
just
next to
shaking
me.
the desk.
And I'm driving the codcaster. I'm looking over. I'm like, they're not moving. The building is moving.
Yeah. There definitely was at least one earthquake.
It was scary.
While we were there. I remember being up on the alpha stage during that. But you're always going to run into some tech issue.
Right.
And you have to be able to fill and kind of be able to carry the show while there's downtime. So I was really kind of curious to see who would handle that the best. Looking back at the footage, I thought they did an okay job. There was a moment where it just got real silent and awkward, but for the most part, they kind of handled it well.
See if Fox, you there?
No.
He's just...
No. He can't hear us. We're sending to him.
He has us muted, apparently.
That's pretty impressive.
So,
yo, that's messed
I'm just
up.
going to go ahead and...
All right. Overall feedback on Fox before we get him joining the show, Ben.
I think
before we get to his tape.
Right, before we get to the tape, I think he had a lot of hype going into the event. Yep. I think everyone can kind of agree upon that. And you really want to see him bring the game knowledge, which he did at times. I was pretty impressed. Obviously, I casted with him on main stage, so I don't want to give away too much of that. I believe our producer said we have him. Fox, you there?
Yeah.
Yay! The mute button.
A little messed up there.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I actually just put my setup back together because I brought my laptop with me and my audio is playing through my microphone because, that's the right way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was wondering why I couldn't hear you.
All right, first question. Got to ask you. We've seen Dirk, we've seen Gizmo. They've come on. A little bit, some daggers. A little bit poking and prodding at you.
Hit him back.
We asked
say?
a hard question, and you were kind of the victim of their answers.
Why'd you think that is?
I mean, I didn't really spend the weekend trying to make friends with my competitors. I also wasn't trying to make them the enemy. It's just when they would go out places and hang out, I wouldn't really go with them. Where they were sitting together and talking, I wasn't really with them. I was always watching games that weren't being streamed. I was always watching games on main stage that I knew I'd be casting later. I was asking questions from producers to the video guys that were running Bravo and Alpha, and I was talking to. I'm sure you guys remember all the questions that I was asking because I wanted to learn more. I think it's just because I'm definitely outside of their circle of friends. So when when one person has something negative to say about something they all experienced, it's sort of a group thing kind of thing. But I'm not going to take any shots at them. It was a tough question anyways, so maybe that's not exactly how they felt. I think it was just a question that none of us wanted to answer, and I was the easy target.
Yeah, no, Fox, he came down with me and Maeve, PF Chang's. Me and Maeve got a dinner for 2. You were there as well.
Yes.
So I just disappeared. I wasn't. I just wasn't a part of the dinner at PF Chang's. What's this about?
Fox, anyway, no, casting on the Alpha stage. We asked everybody else. Were you nervous going up on there?
All right, so I'm pretty good about my nerves when I'm in a high pressure situation, but I was definitely good up until the point where I was walking up the steps to get onto Alpha. That was when I was like, wow, what is this? I'm nervous, my heart's beating. And then when I sat down and I saw the audience and I realized this is what I wanted to do. And this is like the starting point for everything. And I can improve from here. I felt comfortable. I was like, I'm me and one other person right now in the room are meant to be doing this. And that was just a really comforting, just relaxing feeling because I'm so passionate about it.
I want to give you big props. You guys don't see it when we were live, but Fox was feeding me stats throughout the week. And I know you were doing your prep before every single major match that you had, constantly asking the producer, what's the next match on the stage so you could get ready for that. Do you feel that preparing the stats helped you during the cast, or do you feel that it also kind of encouraged you to go too into depth about the stats? Because there were a few situations when I heard you kind of going really deep in analysis or talking about statistics when you should have been doing some play-by-play.
I think that there are definitely situations where I went a little overboard on the analysis, and I think that's just because it's my comfort zone. So it's definitely something that I have to look out for because not everything needs to be analyzed. I think that it's a good thing to be able to analyze games. I play it every day. This is, like I said, this is a huge passion of mine. But that is one issue that I'm trying to work on, whereas I need to, some plays are just plays. Yes, there's a reasoning to them, but not everyone needs to hear that, even though a lot of people do like it.
Quick question for you. If you win, what does it mean to you?
What does it mean to me? This is just something that since I was a kid, I've been watching people do this, and I've wanted to be a part of it. And watching Puckett back in the Halo 2, Halo 3 days, and it's just, I wanted to be around people that inspire me. I want to continue to be around people that I admire, and that's what I got to do this weekend, and I learned a whole lot, and I'm going to take everything that I experienced and do my best with it.
Fantastic answer.
Yeah.
You made someone smile, that's for sure.
Fox, real talk, though, who was your toughest competition and who is the weakest competition? Of course, you're going to kind of beef with certain casters that you don't just gel with, but I know you are constantly around all 3 of the other contestants throughout the weekend. Who do you think was the strongest outside of yourself, and who do you think we should be looking at as the weakest?
All right, I'm gonna answer the best first. Chance, easily. I liked hearing him cast. Like, it was great being around him. He's also a really nice guy, so it was nice to meet him. I'm hoping that he is the only contestant that isn't gonna throw daggers at me today. We'll find out. But yeah, I wouldn't really be surprised though if I was the one, because like I said, I wasn't really around them. But regardless, and the weakest, I'm sure this is what you want to hear. The weakest, I'd have to say, would be either.
Just one.
I want to say Gizmo. I want to say Gizmo.
Why?
Only because he just doesn't seem to have a lot of knowledge. Like, I was hearing him when we were casting, he didn't really seem like he knew what was going on. He was just kind of pointing out like just the obvious, just what he saw. And when you would ask him questions, he wouldn't really be able to answer them very well. Gizmo just didn't seem like he really knew the game as well as he should, in my opinion, to be a cat. I mean, there are some people that can get by and just have a great voice and know how to speak and conversate, but I just don't think that Gizmo had that.
All right. I think that's a fair assessment. So, Fox, we want to thank you for coming on. Of course, we want you to hang around towards the end of the show. Yes. As you progress through the rounds, we'll be doing more interviews with you guys. So best of luck moving forward. That is Fox the Don, guys. And remember, we have our Twitter poll open right now. It doesn't weigh into the overall conclusion of this.
Yeah, it's good to know how
At
you
the end of
guys
the
are
day, we're
thinking.
going to be making our picks, but we saw so much variety throughout the week, and I think it's good to kind of get the temperature of the crowd out tonight. If you want Fox, use hashtag MLGFox, do hashtag MLGDirk, hashtag MLGGizmo, and of course, our last contestant, who is it, Ben?
It's going to be Chance. I know he got a lot of love from the weekend. So many people coming out and really praising him, considering he quite literally came out of nowhere. And that's what this competition was really about, too.
All right, we'll be back with our final contestant from the finalist after this.